All right, we are honored today to have Orange County Register business columnist Jonathan Lansner in studio. We don't have to go to the Register building in Santa Ana. He's right here with us. Welcome, John. We're glad to have you on.
My pleasure to be up here.
Yeah, thanks for making the trek over here to Huntington Beach. All right, we're going to talk first of all about the Big Orange Index, which just came out. I'm sure there's no good news.
It's not that we root for bad news, but, clearly the trend has been positive. This is an index I do every 3 months. I put together about 3 dozen economic barometers by various slices, trying to get, sort of an honest opinion, different than what you hear or what you've read yesterday or the week before. And, this is 5 straight quarters the index has fallen. All 6 of the little indexes that make up the big indexes down. That's 2 quarters in a row we've seen that. We haven't seen this since the early 90s. And, you hate to sort of bring up really bad old times, but it's starting to feel, at least numerically, like we're having a pretty serious downturn here.
When you talk about the 3 dozen or so economic measurements that you make, that includes what? Give us the rundown. Housing?
Everything from housing to unemployment, to the traffic at John Wayne Airport, to the rents that office landlords get, all the way down to, I count the number of times the word recession was used in the Register, sort of an indicator of sort of what the media is saying about the economy. And almost nothing is good. I think the 3 numbers that were up dramatically, which probably says something about it, is the number of foreclosures, the number of the mention of Register, and the increase in wholesale prices, which is inflation. So those are the 3 growth areas for the economy, none of which you really want. So it gives you a sign of, things aren't good right now.
When you talk about counting the number of times recession is mentioned in the Register, that's sort of a funny, sort of side note, but there's an actual recipe to how a recession is termed, right? I mean, we have so many quarters of downturn, and then it is officially a recession. We can't just run around talking about a recession when there really isn't one.
It's more art than science. There are various definitions. Some people talk about 6 months of lost employment or lost growth. There is a group of economists that the federal government uses to determine the official start and end of a recession, so it's not politicized.
Right.
They haven't spoken yet. A lot of people, some of the numbers are still positive enough that I think no one's saying it's an official recession, but boy, it doesn't feel like it's good times.
It doesn't feel great, does it? Yeah.
I was out looking around, doing a little shopping yesterday, so I'm kind of curious. The merchant index, how's that look?
The merchants are in a tough spot because obviously their costs are up, just like me and you. The problem is me and you won't pay the higher price, so they're getting squeezed. That's why you're seeing all these malls, all these, national chains. Forget the mom and pops that are shutting up. Even Starbucks now we're hearing is have to close because the bottom line is when we feel tight in the wallet, we'll go make the extra cup of coffee at home, or we'll wear that pair of jeans or ride that bike, one more year, and that kills the merchants.
Talking about riding that bike one more year, you had an interesting story as part of your article about this guy who runs a moped shop, and there's just not that many mopeds to be had at this point, even though people are going in by droves looking for more mopeds.
Yeah, small owner up in Fullerton. Told an interesting story about he's having a great year, sales are triple, but he won't end up that way. Why? Is the economy change or whatever? No. He can't get enough of them. He was talking about scooter shops have basically, those are sort of the next step up from mopeds. Go find one.
Yeah, right.
They don't have one. So when you talk about how ill-prepared we are for sort of this kind of economic cycle, particularly with high energy costs, if there are no scooters and, no mopeds around, it tells you how tough it's going to be to sort of save money.
Right.
Other than perhaps, God forbid, in California, we walk somewhere.
No, never.
Look at your crystal ball. How are we going to get out of this mess?
Some of it is fix it yourself. Home prices were way too high. They're unaffordable. So how a home's going to become affordable? Prices are going to fall. How's gas going to become affordable again? Probably enough of us are going to get laid off that we won't have to drive to work. There'll be less need for gas, less cars on the road. So a lot of times it fixes itself. The problem is that's painful. So I think that's what we're looking for is some more pain. And then the grand question is how much.
Right. All right, John, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
All right.